don't know where he came from, but I'll tell you, he built our village into a city. He's the one who trained our army, who grew us into an empire. I don't know where he's from, and if you think you can stop him, you're already dead.
Okay, this is gonna be, strap your fucking selves in and get ready to type in the comments, because this is gonna be one of those that is gonna be controversial and everyone's gonna fucking hate me, and that's fine. I'm calling it how I see it. Now, when I saw this trailer, I saw the one that everybody saw, not this one with like the overhead stuff. I just saw the base game footage. Now, I wanted to look into this because what I see as a game dev is not what you see. And I know this is true because I've had so many times in the past when they talk about scam MMOs and scam video games, and there's like a lot of people who just, I guess they just don't understand video games or whatever. I don't know what it is. But they fall for these massive, just so blatantly obviously a scam. It's like two guys say they're just gonna make an MMO with 8,000, you know, or whatever. It's just like, I don't know, man. I think where it comes from for me is a lot of these scams are so obvious because if you went and you looked in the store, like you would see the assets, you would see like the shading, like if you looked into it at all. Now, to give people credit that aren't game devs, right? Eventually they do always figure it out. But when I see this, this does not look like a real game. Now, in this video, I saw some more footage, this top-down footage of the game. This looks to me, okay, like it could be a game now. But here's the thing. This is all placeholder. In fact, this is almost like someone went and looked at Age of Empires and just said copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. This is the only unique thing, and that's probably like a bot asset. And they've hacked this to show the camera height. Like, I don't... The thing for me is this is going to be such an unpopular video, because all of these videos, no matter how scammy the thing seems, is always extremely unpopular with people because they don't want to believe it. What people see when they see this, like when they see this, they say, fuck yeah! Fuck yeah, that's yeah. And I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, it reminds me of Evil Dead: Army of Darkness," and like, dude, hey, if they ever make an Evil Dead: Army of Darkness, I'm in. I'm in. But this ain't it, Chief. In fact, like, everything that we're seeing here, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, there's nothing going on back here. I don't know. This is just like every other slapped together project in Unreal I've ever seen. I don't get what people see when they see it. Like, yeah, sure, it might end up being a real game. It might end up being a real game. But I know for me, specifically, looking at this, that's just shit that they slapped in. This is going to be a car that they slapped in. The player is just a base, regular model player with default base animations. There's been no attempt to hide that, like, this UI is completely just slapped in. Like, they didn't make this UI. Some of the shots are impressive, but the thing about Unreal is, like, all this environment can be done in an hour. Like, a lot of the environment it's not impressive to me. All of these things back here can be bought and purchased, slapped in. They do not have to make any of it. And again, like the way that sits on the ridge with no trees, you know, could have been hand placed. I'm looking at the default weapons. It's like, oh, I need that default weapon pack, you know. That hit right there seemed custom, but it might not be. And like this right here, this view, this is a static camera. What you can do in Unreal for these camera switches is you have a spring arm that's attached to your player that goes up into the sky, and then you hit a button and it transfers to this angle to allow you to see above it. And all it would do is hide everything on screen and let you do whatever you're doing. But I guess what I'm trying to say is this: we'll know more as it gets close. So bitch at me if you want to. I mean, I'm just gonna be just straight up with you guys. Most of you don't watch these videos, okay? I know you don't watch these videos because I can see how long you watched them for, okay? And you make comments that's like way off base about what I'm saying. So I'm gonna say it very clear. I don't know if this game is real, because I'm gonna go into that at the end. But what I do know is what's right in front of me that I can see with my eyes. If you wanted to fake this, it's possible. The only thing, like these guys running around, I don't know how. I mean, they're using the new Unreal 5 engine, and it has the ability to render hundreds of enemies on screen by default, almost. Okay? You don't have to do significant tweaking, especially for a game. Like, if your game doesn't have a bunch of other systems already complete, putting this system in with the hundreds of people won't bog the game down because there's nothing else going on in the world. Do you get what I'm saying? And then you just limit your world to a certain amount of room, and you set up this fake thing. And like this is clearly not gameplay. This is not gameplay. I would honestly even doubt that this is gameplay. But then again, there's that, right? It transfers into that. I think this might be a cutscene so that they don't have, and then they transfer into actual gameplay with it just flying overhead. I don't know why they would do that. It's dramatic. It's dramatic. You got birds back here. They're going a little bit farther there. I don't know many like birds drag and drop. The sun and the skyboxes, all pretty standard. You can grab a skybox and set this up, and like to set this scene up. It's not that hard. And they're mixing it with a lot of quick cuts and visual effects and shit like that. Now, I will say this. This part right here is where I have a lot less explanation. To me, I've worked a lot in Unreal, and I, quite frankly, if this was like a scam game, which I'll go into that, but if this was a scam game, they put a lot of effort into this part. But they've got just like straight up like little cubes flying around that look like vehicles. And then they have these actual bigger vehicles. Now this is the thing. They're using the, you can put hundreds of dynamic objects in the world, and then objects that say that I animated this to fly over and open. The dynamic objects inside will drop. Like that's not, they had to do that by hand. That was not like a pre-made thing. And what's ironic is the stuff that I actually believe they did themselves 100% looks fantastic. Like the stuff that I know that they probably like 100% did actually looks pretty good. It actually looks really great. Because like that's not standard anywhere. You're not just gonna have like this coming with the thing, and you know, this is just like I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how much is that. I mean, they probably had to do this, but it's like, does this not look like the fucking guy on the fucking Counter-Strike? Does that look like the Counter-Strike guy? Look, some of this is speculation, and I get it. People are gonna be pissed. But I'm really looking here. And I just know how easy this is to set up. This is literally the way that you do these. There's a tutorial that you can watch, and it'll set it up just like that. You know, I've been around a long time, and that's where this is kind of coming into a hard part. Is, could I set this up in Unreal? Absolutely. Can you download like stuff that looks like this? Absolutely. And for people thinking, oh well, like maybe the sound design is custom because like, oh, like it's got a lot of stuff in it. Yeah, but it's like when you're editing, if everything in here had 0 sounds, you could edit it to put the sounds in post-production. You don't have to put the sounds in the game.
He's the one who trained our army, who grew us.
Like, you know what I mean? Like you could record this.
Who grew us into an empire.
And just add it in. And this is the thing, right? If I was to set up a map, this could be just one map. Now that other one at the end is a separate map that cannot be on the same, that's probably 100% not on the same level. But like most of this footage is literally, to me, on one level, okay? And all you have to do is set it up once, and if you notice how the camera moves, something else I'm going to show you, that kind of like weird movement, that's because you can press play in the editor, hide everything, and fly around with your camera and record footage like this in real time. The game is actually running. It's actually running what it's supposed to run. And if I just said, hey, play this animation, it would play that animation. And these guys are like getting ready to move. You know, I don't know, guys. I'm just saying all this stuff is so incredibly easy to set up.
I don't know where he's from. But if you think you...
And it mainly looks like the script is just running through, like, this is just a regular, like, AI script that says, you know, go toward enemy and play an animation. This looks like a different map. They made this in a completely separate one. Now, maps in Unreal work like this. You make your map, and then you can double click it and load it in and work on that one map. But maps can be strung together. And loaded pretty seamlessly now with Unreal 5. Like, I'm gonna be honest, guys. This scene here, there's a lot of editing. This is not in the game. This part here, that's editing. What you're seeing there is they're on this map and he's driving just straight. Okay? In their video software, they're adding the effects, and that whiteness that you're seeing there transfers you can barely catch it. It blinds the screen to give you a smooth transition to the fact that they switched the video. They recorded him in a truck, and this can be done with dynamic objects. You make, you know, with physics, you can make this, you can give it a weight. So you say, well, how heavy is this object and how heavy are they? And like, how do I apply this? Because they just go ragdoll immediately when you hit them. That's all that happens. All that's happening is one has a weight, this has a weight, and how does it interact when touched? It goes ragdoll. Even that is so clunky of an animation. Now, I will say this is good. I don't know if they did this themselves, because this isn't... Breaking apart stuff is like a thing you can do, but you need to have like some level of like know-how. And to say that there's like a medieval pack with like that script on it, probably that's them doing that. And it looks good. That's the thing. Like all the stuff that I think they probably did themselves for sure, if it's a scam, because it depends on what you mean by they did it themselves. Because anyone can download packs and put together a game. Okay, and that is technically doing it themselves. I guess what I'm just trying to say is, did they actually physically make these objects and put them in with custom scripts and all that? I don't think so. But unfortunately, you're going to see a lot more of that, and not in a scam way. You're not going to, because it's Unreal. And you're not going to see a lot of that in a scam way because, okay, the features set up on Unreal are to save developers time, and part of that is The way that the characters move and everything is going to start to look a lot of the same in a lot of games, because they've actually put out a very crazily dynamic range of movement on these new Unreal 5 characters. And there's no reason for developers to sink time that they could put into something else in order to develop it, because why would you? It's already so close to perfect, and like, what would you introduce to it? Now, if there's like something specifically you need, that's different, but like here, it just seems like pre-constructed scenes. And this is also a complaint I might get, so I'm just gonna go ahead and like talk about it. Yeah, like, this is early footage, so what if some of this stuff is not whatever? But I feel like, to me, okay, we have gone through this so many times with different games, and people saw this, and I haven't heard a single negative reaction. But I'm sorry, I've seen the negative reaction from people on all of these different scam games. Why is the reaction not the same on something that looks like this? Why is the reaction not the same? Like, because, oh, it's medieval and it's guns. That doesn't turn your brain off. That doesn't mean you shouldn't be skeptical. And I'll agree, it does look cool, but that's not the point. You can make stuff look cool, and that's what they did for a lot of these different scam projects, is they made some stuff that looks cool and says, yeah, we're going to do that. They didn't have the ability to do it. And so that's what I'm going to get into here in a second. That was a cutscene. And a lot of this can be done. Like, I get it, the weapons, the horses, the everything. A lot of this can be pre-constructed. Guys, a lot of this can be just downloaded and slapped together. And you know what? Here's the thing. Some of you might say, well, I don't care if it's slapped together. Fine. If you're still excited for it and you don't care if it's slapped together nonsense, that is totally fine. I don't care. My whole thing is, how come this hasn't gotten any flack or anyone looking into it at all? Like, 0 people have talked about this. And it's just so odd to me, because usually these games completely take over the YouTube. And to me, it just feels like no one has said anything. And it's like, even that, the voiceover is done by a person. But like right there, it's like, where's it at? I mean, generic model 37, like, I don't know. I mean, this is the part that they put the most time into. And we don't know. I mean, this is like, clearly this is made and then copy kind of like pasted, because this is like the same architecture around this whole thing. These two things are the same but changed a little bit. And it's got a whole thing here. I don't know what the fuck is in the middle. I don't know if that's like a pit. I don't know. Guys, But here's the thing that really bugs me. The publisher is a legit, totally legit publisher. You know what I mean? Like, this is kind of a shitty game. Got mostly positive. It's, to be fair, it was shitty when it first came out. It's bounced back tremendously. You know, they've published a lot of games. You know what I'm saying? They've published... Some are shitty. Like, this one's mixed. Actually wishlisted some of these. Now, this is a good game, but it's like TinyBuild is doing the publishing, right? That doesn't mean necessarily that they have anything to do with the development of the game, but it does err on the side of complete legitimacy. That was a crazy game. You know, because it was like Hello Neighbor. You know what I'm saying? It errs on the side of legitimacy. But, to be fair, if we go back here, that's not the developer. The developer is this Redemption Road. Redemption Road Games. They only have 900 followers. They've only ever made this one thing, and they say it's coming out soon. Like, brother, we just heard about it, and now it's coming out very soon? I get everyone's excited about it, but I just... Part of me kind of feels weird. What is this? Road Redemption 2017. Okay, I did not find this before. So they have at least 3 employees, because there's Daniel, Ian, and Paul. This is the announcement from TinyBuild.
He's the one empire then.
That's the same one. It's just the same one. I gotta look at this. This is a remake of an older game. This is a remake of a game just like this, where you ride motorcycles and you hit other players. You have like crowbars and shit. It's an older game. I don't know the name. If someone knows the name of it, put it down there. I want to see this. The game I'm talking about was on like Sega or like something like that. It's a while back. And it was like the same clips. Very positive. Developer. Redemption Road. Why would they not include this under their new... So it is released. So this is good news. But this was released in October 2019. With Pixel Dash Studios as a co-developer. And the publisher Tripwire as its publishing company, and they did Killing Floor. But they haven't done much. Chivalry 2, though. That's a pretty big one. Maneater was pretty big. I don't know, something feels off. Something feels off. They did do this. Oh, Jesus. Any more 90s kids who know the real value of this game? See, I told you, it's an older game. This is going to be such an unpopular video. Even on this, people are sucking their dicks. And listen, if you like this game, I'm not saying they're bad. Okay? So, there's a big difference. I'm not even saying that this is a scam game. But I am saying it's weird that no one's saying anything. No one is even questioning it. Even after watching this, it's like, I'm surprised that it's released. They could just be really bad at making trailers. But this is kind of like a big rabbit hole that we're on now. Man, this is so confusing. But it's the same. They're just not credited. They're not credited with their other game. I guess the best thing I can do, actually, is to go over here to this. And I can go back to that profile. And I can go to Redemption Road. But they're, what the fuck? They're credited on here. For that game. Content or language preferences. Weird. Either way, I think it's even weirder that I have to go through this tangled mess to get it to pop up. And they don't show anything besides what they've already shown. Well, that's a little different, but man. But I wonder if we take this and this car is a reference to anyone who's played Age of Empires. Nah, bro. Okay. This is very stock. Still. In the tank, bro. You can do that all in Unreal pretty easily. The breaking apart thing is cool looking, but it's also kind of built in. I mean, they made a game before, right? And that's just, those little green things are just making a draw function into the world. Like, that's nothing. And then they're just recycling footage. They don't have any. And that's gonna be the same thing we already saw. Here's one with a 10 minutes. Open world gameplay demo. And they immediately cut into the stock footage. I certainly think it's a game. Anyway, I was never convinced it was a scam, but I don't think it's the game that people think it's going to be. You know what I'm saying?
6 months to conquer England. He's not on the throne. It's
It's more of the same footage. Like, and one of the things you have to understand is this, okay? A lot of the stuff they're showing is recycled from that first bit, or it's stuff demonstrating the exact same features, okay? The exact same features. Repeated, okay? It's like, hey, I can blow up this building. I can blow up this building. I can blow up this building. Yes, you've demonstrated that buildings are destructible. But what most people are saying is, oh, cool. Oh, wow. Oh, he did it there. Like, that's crazy. But it's like, the reality is like, it's the same feature. Same footage. I don't know what this audio is. I'm sorry. Well, it's definitely an Unreal. Let's look at this. Oh, man. I don't know who made this video, but I'm gonna tell you right now, this is suspicious. Overall, I don't know how much of this is going to constitute a game, because a game can be anything. I'm just telling you guys to calm the expectation down on this, because what I am seeing is not good. I don't know how people are looking at this. You know, I do know how people are looking at this, but I think it should be met with some kind of skepticism. Again, because you can take something and place something in a thing does not mean that you can craft and make unique components within that world. Okay? There's only so much you can do with pre-made assets. And that is not a whole game. Like, that is not what that is. And to be honest, I guess there is like room for me to be like, you know, okay, some people do like games where you can just run around and do stuff. It's not like those games don't exist. But do I think that when this comes out, it's going to be a fully like made game? Like, I don't think so. That stuff that I just saw only made it kind of worse. Where's the challenge? This is gonna get old quick. Yeah. Is this the gameplay? All I saw was the trailers. Where's the gameplay? And then there's people like this. This will be the finest gaming experience we've ever known. It won't, though. I think people are severely misjudging this. Even Asmon reacted to it. Boy. Just him playing War Thunder. Thought it was actually he got like access to it. Boy, I'm gonna tell you, I do not think that this is the game people think it is. Is this? I need the link. Where was the link at? It was on their main page. Oh, but this is TinyBuild. we're not gonna get their Instagram, their Discord, their Twitter, their Facebook. I don't know about this, Chief.
Lethal results. But if you're aggressive enough, you can break an officer's poise meter with successive shots. Once an officer is poise broken and down on his knees, you can perform a devastating execution, either from the front or from behind. Or, if you have a new taser weapon, you can take him alive. There's a slew of new ways to fight, such as the improved parry executions, pulled off with a well-timed tap of the control key. They're no longer one-hit kills either, as the larger enemies can be parried with less lethal results. But if you're aggressive enough, you can break an officer's poise meter with successive shots. Once an officer is poised broken on his knees.
I was hesitant when I was talking earlier, because I was like, they came out with another game. It's a full game. It had positivity. But seeing some of this shit...
But your overshield isn't just for protection. By holding the...
Your overshield, huh?
You can sacrifice your shield in order to enter a shield-cracked state, where your attacks become more powerful. When you initiate...
Brother.
Which attach to both buildings and enemies, so try not to throw one at a charging Death Knight. Or you can try the new longer fuse grenade, which requires a little bit of forethought and zoning to be effective, but packs a powerful punch. Soldiers...
I'm so glad I went to their Facebook.
Weapons, like the quick-fire warbow or the magazine-fed auto crossbow. These weapons, unlike your firearms, will be stopped by wooden shields, but they provide a fun and satisfying bottom tier to our arsenal, allowing us to widen the spectrum of weapon progression over the course of the campaign. They also work while on the motorcycle, which is pretty fun, but watch out for enemy archers, as their arrows now stick into you too. Or maybe you'd prefer to try out one of our new arrow-based weapons, like the quick-fire warbow or the magazine.
This is supposed to be ready to play in the first quarter of 2025.
60-degree third-person in-car aim space. You can seamlessly transition into and out of the convertible from any angle, and even while it's moving. Once inside, you'll have full access to your arsenal. The car's physics and visuals still need a bit of tuning, but it's already shaping up to be one
Do
of the
they
best
still need a bit of tuning?
we've seen in a third-person game. You can even drive your
No, what the
motorcycle
fuck did they just say?
tuning, but it's already shaping up to be one of the best vehicle implementations we've seen in a third-person game.
Get the fuck out of here, bro, with that shit. Oh my god. Can't wait for this to come to consoles. Ooh, buddy. It's not coming to consoles. In order to do a port like that, they would have to hire a third-party company that knows how to do it. Been nominated for Best Trailer. This is getting deep.
With complete 360-degree aim spaces for all guns. However, you'll be quite vulnerable, as you can't use your shield. If you happen to get debiked, a waypoint appears in the game world over the motorcycle, though you can also press...
I'm looking at all the HUD. It's all base standard, like...
Two submachine guns. These guns aren't created equal, and there are quite a few new weapons to equip, including 2 new pistols, 2 new rifles, and 2 submachine concentration systems, steel armor, or steel shields.
I don't know.
So try to aim for exposed weak.
And now it goes into the stuff that we've already saw. Oh, man. And this is the state of the game. This is the state of the game. This is January 9th. January 9th, this is the state of the game right now. I don't know. I think that say what you want. I think you can say what you want in the comments, grill me, but I'm gonna go out on a big limb here and say this is not going to be the game that they advertised, and it is not going to be the game that everyone thinks it is. But you know what? I guess we'll see. Call me crazy, but I just found it weird that no one looked into this. I'm like the only guy on the internet right now saying this. So some of you just need to go ahead and pray for me, because I am fucked in the comments. I'm gonna be answering comments for fucking weeks about this fucking video. I don't even want to put it out, but you know what? I'm gonna, because I think I'm right on this. And let me tell you something. Just because TinyBuild gave them the money to publish this does not fucking mean that they don't have some games that they have published before that are either bad, misrepresented, whatever. Okay? The publisher doesn't control a lot of things. If the publisher gives them money to make a game and they just fucking don't, that's not the publisher's fault. Okay? But what I am saying, the only game that I've seen that they have made for sure was a ripoff of an older game that quite frankly, didn't look that good, but it has a lot of good reviews. I think sometimes you like nostalgia, you know, and let me tell you, I don't know if you noticed the fucking similarities between that game and this one, as far as like the motorcycle riding and doing the weapons. Look, I think we'll leave it up to the time will tell. And hey, don't get me fucked up. If I am wrong, I will come back and make a new video. But Asmongold, I guess, reacted to this, and I already know what he's gonna say. He's gonna say, "Oh, this is wow, this is gonna be a great game." Okay, but what's weird is most of his community. I mean, I know people like to make fun of him, you know, because whatever his community is, I don't know. They make jokes, but the reality is this. His community is also a group of people that have previously called out this shit before. Have called out this shit before. A decent portion of them are not, when it comes to video games, at least, when they look at a game and they go, "Oh, this looks like dog shit." Where are they at? Where are those guys at? Because I am seeing this, and I am telling you, this is not it, Chief. I get what they put out, what it looked like, and I'm not like blaming anybody. Like, no one knows, only they know. But I just think, like, aren't we in this era of like developers have to be responsible, or is it only big developers that have to be responsible? Like, is there not, do we have different levels for it? Because these guys are small, so we don't say anything. We're like cool with it. Whatever they make, they make. But where's all the hype coming from? You know what I mean? Like, do they also deserve the hype? I don't know, man. This is a really weird one because understand this. I'm coming from a game dev perspective. When I see this, what I see is not the same as what other people see. You know, I could have told you most of those scam, you know, I wasn't on doing the YouTube stuff, but if I was, I would have made a video about that instantly. I would have been one of the first people to look at it and go, nah, not happening. One of those scam MMOs talked about how they were going to do their server architecture to have, you know, millions of people on. I'm like, you're not, because you're not a $1 billion company. You know, it can be that easy. All I'm saying is, guys, I get the first thing that you're going to do is go to the comments and rip me a new asshole. But what I will say is this. I don't think this is it. I don't think this is the one, and I don't think it's what everyone thinks it is. And I don't care that we don't agree on it. But halfway through this video, I found that other stuff. And I was like, you know, I don't know. I found this other stuff, and I was questioning it. I was like, damn. Maybe they do make games. And they did. They did make this game, and it did have a little following. And it did have positive reviews. But is that this game? I don't know, Chief. I don't think it is. I don't think this is that game. I think that game is infinitely easier. But I don't know. I'm just going to be real honest with you guys. It's going to suck publishing this one, but I think I got to do it. If you've stayed this long, thank you for watching. And, yeah, I'm fucked.